Welcome to the MarcWes Sports Podcast.
Our Miami Heat, it's always a disappointment nowadays. You talking about them, so all right. Yeah. Since it's windy outside, I don't know if I want to start with they ass, because they just gonna make.
We might as well start with it. I mean, the weather is kind of indicative of our feelings right now when it comes to the Miami Heat. You might as well call us the Miami Cold, man. Because we ain't hot.
Yeah.
We definitely, at least right now, that's how we feel. We may, still make the playoffs if we beat whoever we play the next day. But let me officially start this thing off, though. This is the MarcWes Sports Podcast. I'm Marcus Benjamin, chilling with my guy, Wesley Pierre, and we bring you that real sports talk from the crib. So like we was just talking about, man, Miami Heat laid an egg last night at home against a team we usually beat in Atlanta. I don't know what was going on, and I actually almost didn't watch the game. I get so concentrated with work, I get so focused, I be missing shit. You don't know, but there's Champions League, which is the biggest soccer tournament. I totally missed it yesterday. It's during the day at 3. Totally missed it, and I got alerts on my phone, bro. Like that tell me, yo, bro, it's on, and I still missed it. So I caught the game towards the end of the third quarter, and then I caught the rest of the fourth quarter. So I was just like, damn, man. When I seen it, I was like, okay, I think we're down by maybe 12 or something like that. I was just like, we can still come back. Ain't no thing. We at home. And then I seen Kyle Lowry decided to actually have a good game, bro. I was just like, okay, this guy's hitting shots, getting into the paint, doing his regular, mischievous stuff too, drawing these crazy fouls like he does, which is, Bush League, I guess you could say. But, since he's playing for our team, it's okay. I was like, okay, how come I haven't been I haven't really been watching, but how come I haven't been hearing that he hasn't been doing this all season? And he waits until this game to do it. And then fine, but I don't know, man. When I was watching the game, and tell me if this is what's been really happening all season, it's Jimmy does his thing, Bam does his thing, and Tyler Hero generally does his thing, but they still be losing. But they still be losing. They got virtually the same team. Who are they missing from last year? Are they missing anybody that you could think of? We don't have this player from last year, the team that almost made it to the finals.
Probably
I can't even.
Tucker.
Yeah, PJ Tucker. But still, PJ Tucker was a guy who really just was defending. He rebounded. He hit you a 3 every now and again. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really. He's not a reason you should lose to the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what I'm saying. If we was playing I don't know, Milwaukee, and we was losing like this, then I'm like, oh, well, we don't have PJ Tucker. You know what I'm saying? But against the Hawks, where we were just getting out rebounded like a bunch of
it was on purpose.
Oh, come on, man.
No. When you hear what I'm saying, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it does make sense. I mean, because who will we play if we actually the 7th seed? Boston.
Okay.
And Boston for the last 2 years been having our number. Last
year. We were one shot away from beating. We were one shot away from beating them last year.
Hold on. Almost.
Compared to how we get waxed by Milwaukee.
I mean,
remember that last time we got swept by Milwaukee.
it's a better lineup though. Even with Milwaukee, at least you able to put Duncan Robinson in the game. I mean, Milwaukee is good, you know, but I think we just match up better with Milwaukee, even though you know, Boston is a powerhouse too. You know, they I think they got better people with better agility, and you know, they're more athletic, so they're able to stay in front of us a lot better than if it was playing Milwaukee. Now, Milwaukee, you know, you got Giannis and you got Middleton. Besides him, you know, everybody else, they're up and down, just like our starting, our big three, our small three is actually looking, you know, like, you know, they point guard is up and down. Sometimes he defend. I mean, for the most part, he defends great. From what I hear, because I don't watch Milwaukee like that. But if you got the number one seed, then you're actually doing something right. But I just think that we just match up better with Milwaukee, even though Milwaukee probably, and to some people, is a better team, you know, collectively. But I don't think they wanted to play Boston. They didn't want to play with Tatum and Brown against Tatum and Brown. They didn't want to have to deal with that. And not just that, but who would rather play Boston right now? I know I'm not trying to play Boston right now. You know,
play Boston than Milwaukee, bro.
Not me. Because, like I said, again, Marcus, you haven't been watching, you know, that sport like that. So when I see them playing against Boston, when we do play them, you know, it's harder for us to score. I mean, it's hard for us to score, period, this year. I don't know what the hell is the problem. But really, when we play Boston and teams that have people that have lateral movement, like you can move left and right, stay in front of me, we tend to have a harder time. You know, we do that with Boston and we do that with the bad teams. Now, again, Atlanta, they just before the game, they were talking about they're open to trading, you know, their point guard, you know, and when you do stuff like that, that's when, you know, people have a fire on their butt, you know, and they want to go ahead and prove everybody like, yo, you talking about trading me, this, that, and the other. And then you also had the national media, first time in national media history, it seems like, that they were going for the Miami Heat. They're going for the Miami Heat. They didn't give Atlanta no shot of winning the game. And if you're cynical like Wes, if you're
about five to go in.
Exactly. But again, if you think that people actually are more so like the Donahues and, you know, with rigging games, things are different nowadays because you can't actually bet. Whoever betted on Atlanta won so much money yesterday because of the media. The media went ahead and, you know, kind of made everybody think, well, weak-minded people that don't watch basketball think that they had no chance against Miami. And if they knew how Miami moved, Miami, what they do? When it's a good team, they play up to the standard. When it's a horrible team, they play like, oh, we're going to win this game, and then we lose this game all the time. So for me, that's what I had on my mind before the game. But also before the game, I was like, yo, I don't want to play Boston. So if we lose, it's all good. Now, if it was you know, we lose that game and we're out of the playoffs completely, then I would have been more upset. But just the plain fact that we lost and we still get a chance to play the winners of the 9 and 10 spot. Obviously, I think we're going to win. I mean, I think it's Toronto and who is Chicago? Toronto and Chicago. So, I mean, I think
I can't trust them at all right now, bro.
I know. My whole thing is I think that they did that for a reason, because they were trying to avoid playing that team. And of course, they're not going to say that they're trying to avoid that team. You know, you don't want to seem like you're scared. It's like, what? No. So I think that they just, you know, and we got out rebounded like by 30. Like, I think Atlanta had like 60 rebounds and we had like maybe like 20 or low 30s of rebounds. Like, come on, man, that's not going to work. And of course, like you said, Kyle Lowry, you know, he done put on his cape and he wound up being the star of the game, and we wind up losing. The same way when we had Oladipo the other day, he was balling. I think he had 20-something points, and we lost again. So I think they're doing that, to give these people that haven't been playing like that the opportunity to show the rest of the team that they're reliable when we actually do make the playoffs, because I still think that we're actually going to make the playoffs. I know you're kind of like, damn, I'm tired of watching them. Remember last podcast, I was like, they're not worth even talking about. And I didn't even or Chris didn't even post that video up, that podcast up about the Miami Heat, because again, they weren't worth talking about. And the reason why I really brought the Miami Heat up today is because, of course, we got the play-in game, but really to salute my dog, UD. You feel me?
Now beginning for the Heat, the captain, Mr. 305, Miami number 40.
Kevin. I mean, it's nice to have Kevin around. But these two right here, that's forever. Get you ready for the play-in when we come back.
My dog UD gave us 20 years of being loyal to Dade County. He could have been went to another team, and he chose to stay in Miami. Some people are going to call him grandpa. Some people are going to say, like, you should have retired a long time ago. Not many players play 20 years in the league with one team. They can't say that, So for him to say that, he's the real Mr. 305. It's not Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade went to Chicago.
Yeah, He's the ultimate Heat lifer.
Exactly. Wade went to Chicago. Wade went to Cleveland. Like, come on, man. You should have known better going to Cleveland. Even though LeBron was there, we hate Cleveland for how they stole LeBron, how they met up with LeBron while we was during the playoffs to get him back over there. Now, I ain't gonna knock the owner. I'm not gonna knock the owner. You trying to get your team back right. But for that to happen, and that's one of the reasons why I think Pat Riley didn't give Wade that money, because Wade knew that LeBron was leaving and he didn't want to say nothing. You stay loyal to your homeboy, and then we wind up paying Whiteside. And we wind up paying Bosch, and we wind up paying, certain people before you, even though at the time you was the face of the league. Of course, that person, the face of the league, decided to show up for UD. I understand. But I didn't like the way he wore them coochie cutters on the damn floor. With the jersey. I'm like, come on.
Who was wearing coochie cutters, bro?
Come on, man. Wade, man. Everything that he be doing nowadays be getting me mad, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, boy? Like, yo, I understand you want to go ahead and support your daughter, or some people gonna say your son that is turned into a daughter, whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? I understand that, but I'm just watching you now, like you over here doing this funny stuff, and hey, it is what it is. I ain't gonna knock people. I don't know what people got going on, but like, come on, man. You everything you do right now, I kind of have an issue with a lot of times. And I think he's more of a free spirit right now. So yeah, I know you were Gabby, but I don't know if if there's more to that story right there. But regardless of the fact, UD, he had a great game. I think he had like 25 points. He had like 25 points in like 24 minutes or something like that. 24 points in 25 minutes, something. Balling, shooting threes. He never shoot threes.
Yeah, I seen the highlights. I was just like, what's going on, man?
You feel me? Like, so for him to, and not just that, but class organization, they made sure to hold him down on them years, man. Hold him down. They didn't do the whole going away tour like they did D Wade, but they definitely made sure that the fans and himself knew that he was appreciated, everything that he do in the community. Loved that too. Like it was just good to actually watch that game. I seen that game. Yeah, I was thinking about playoffs, but really I wasn't. I wasn't thinking about playoffs because I knew that we were going to be the 7th seed, and I knew that we were going to go ahead and be in the play-in game. So it really didn't matter if we won or lost that game. But for me to go ahead and see him like do good, you want to see that. It made me feel good too. Because born and raised in the county of Dade, that is UD, and I appreciate it, man. Salute UD.
Yeah, definitely salute to UD. I mean, just for the fact that he's from the crib. Yeah, he went to the hated Gators, but, you got to take the scholarships when you get them or whatnot. But he grinded hard to get to where he's at. He had to play overseas to really kind of prove himself that he was NBA worthy. And then the Heat took a chance on him, and it was one of the best chances that Miami ever took, because he was instrumental in that first championship for sure. That 06 championship, and he contributed in the other 2 championships as well, and even in these recent playoff runs, he was always that ear in these young guys' heads, and I think he's the reason that Bam Adebayo really developed to the player that he is. So definitely shout out to UD and what he's done. I had my head down because I was trying to look to see how many times the Heat lost to the Celtics, or what the records were with the Celtics and the Bucks. And I'm not sure, but what I am sure is what the Bucks record is 2-2. We won 2 and we lost.
Okay.
So I feel good about that. You know what I'm saying? But the Celtics, because I'm just kind of going game by game, and sometimes you miss, where they played or who they played. Look, first game looks like they lost 134-121 to the Celtics. Second game they won in overtime, 120-116.
And we lost.
And then Celtics. We beat the Celtics 98-95. And I don't see any games after that. Did we only play them 3 times?
I'm not sure, because I haven't watched all the Heat games this year because they weren't as watchable. You know what I'm saying? Like even last game, when we played Atlanta, man, we were down by 20. At least you didn't have to deal with the drama the whole time. You caught it in the end when it was like a 12-point lead. I seen when it was 20. It was a 20-point lead, and they don't brought it down to like 6, and then Trey Lance, what is his name? Trey Young actually shot a 3, 9, and then we just kept being bricklayers, like MTV kept shooting bricks, and then we wind up, it wound up being something that we couldn't sustain, so we got smashed.
And then I'm looking at like who we potentially could play. The last game we played against the Raptors, we lost 106-92. The last time we played against the Bulls, we lost 113-99. Those were like in March. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I can't trust these boys, man. Not today. Usually I have my Heat hat or something like that, but I can't right now because I don't know. It's like they don't seem connected. They don't seem like a connected team. I almost feel like you kind of have to blow this thing up, man. And
you do.
I've been, I've been a Tyler Hero guy. I just feel like, okay, I'm glad we paid him. But at this point, I feel like we should trade him. I feel like
my God. Really,
right? I know, bro. I think we should trade him because right now he's still a valuable asset. We can get like somebody valuable for him. If we can do some kind of combination trade to get, dare I say it, Dame, you know what I'm saying? Because Dame, I'm sure, is not happy. Dame decided to be loyal and stay with Portland. What did that do for him? Didn't even make the play in the game, bro. Couldn't even make the play in game. So, and then I don't know if you heard this, Wes, but he's been kind of having these messages, and he raps, in some of these raps, he said, yeah, chilling on the beach, something like that. And then then there was one part in his rap where he said something about Tyreek Hill, and he said something about yeah, bro. I was like, hold up, man. If this guy trying to say he's trying to come to South Beach and he wants Pat Riley to work something out, because if he does, then we're a new team. We're totally
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
And if we got to trade Tyler Hero to do it, that's what we do. You know
not take Duncan Robinson with you, Tyler. Take Duncan too.
Duncan Robinson and take Kyle Lowry with you. Take all them boys, and if you want to throw in, I don't know, Gabe Vincent for just because, or you know, I mean, we stay with no draft pick, so I wouldn't trade another draft pick. But like whatever needs to be done to get Dame to South Florida is what needs to be done.
You giving them expiring contracts. I think, well, Lowry, I think he's an expiring contract. Tyler Hero, like you said, is he still got value. I mean, he just signed that deal. So I don't know if it was a 4-year or a 5-year deal. So you got 3 years left on the contract with that type of player. You and he, if you're going to be like, oh, he doesn't play defense, Portland doesn't play any defense, so it's not anything from their whole make. It's the same thing. And you got Duncan Robinson, you got Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Tyler Hero. I don't mind doing that. I won't give you nothing else though. I'm not gonna give you Gabe Vincent. I'm not gonna give you Struz. I may give you one of them. Matter of fact, because we get in Dame and Dollar, if we get in Dame, then who you think is more valuable, Struz or Vincent? You say you're gonna get rid of Vincent?
I'd keep Struz. Struz because he got size and he can shoot threes, and you still need that type of player. But out of those two, I'd get rid of Vincent. But I'd keep Caleb Martin though.
Okay, I'll do the same. And we don't really have that much to give neither. So it's not like we just have, like you said, we don't have that many draft picks because of everything that we did in the past to get who we have now. And also, like, when it comes to Pat Riley, like, Pat Riley's old. He's trying to retire. Like, he's not trying to be in, I know you got UD that retired. Wade, he retired. You know what I mean? You got commentators that their whole career was with Miami. They retired. It gets to a point where you're like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, I think Pat Riley's ready to give it up, but he's trying to make sure that at least when he do go, let's have them fall on their feet with Dame Dollar. I mean, definitely great team. Dame Dollar, Jimmy Butler, and Bam. That's a real big three. Not what we have now. We have, we and not just that, but I don't need to depend on Jimmy buckets to give me buckets. I think that's the whole reason why some days he be on, some days he be off, because this is not his main thing. Remember, he came into the league being a defender. This offense that he got right now, yes, he got it, but all that stress, with all of that, everyone depending on you to be that guy, and you're typically, when you came to the league, you weren't that guy to do that. Now you're the guy. We call you Jimmy Buckets for a reason, but if you got Dame Dollar shooting a three from the logo, oh my God, man! Like, yo, man, it definitely be a problem. So that would definitely be a good thing. I mean, you put me on point. People over here, you made me want to go ahead and listen to his music, because his music. Yeah,
I heard it on the sports radio on 560. They was talking about it. I was like, oh wow, for real. And then somebody called in and told him, like, yeah, he got a new one talking about Tua and Tyreek. I was like, yo, for real? So at least that's something to get us excited right now, because right now I'm just not excited about the Heat. I'm not excited about this game on Friday night. I'm more excited about the spring game, which is also this Friday night, to perfectly transition the Miami Hurricanes football team will be playing its spring game on Friday night under the lights. This is different. They never usually do it at night. It's usually during the day